The story of the strange life of the beggar and the wake-up lesson for millions of people. Life changes when we change ourselves. Hello everyone. We have seen many images of homeless people in dire conditions, starving and without any decent living conditions. But the story we'll be sharing in today's video comes from a beggar, who awakened the wealth of millions of people. This is a touching story about humanity and life. So let's listen and share this story with GOM TV. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to get the latest videos. 1. The story of the strange life of the beggar. The story of the strange life of a beggar completely changed after he received a special gift from a stranger that changed the perception of many people about two words: success in life. In a corner of the street, there was a little girl selling fresh and vibrant roses picked from her home garden. One day, after selling almost all of her roses and seeing that it was getting dark, the little girl decided to head back home a little earlier. At that moment, the girl still had 2 roses left in her basket, and she saw a beggar sitting on the side of the road nearby. So, she decided to give the 2 roses to the beggar before happily heading back home. You might think the story ends here, but if it did, it wouldn't be considered a strange story about the life of a beggar. This was just the beginning. As for the beggar who received the 2 roses from the little girl, he never imagined that something good like that would ever happen to him. He had never even thought that someone would give him roses. It was a strange occurrence, almost like the sun rising from the west. Perhaps this beggar had never loved himself nor received love from others. That's why he was so touched by such a small gift from a stranger. Therefore, he decided not to beg anymore that day and went back to his home. When he got home, he found a vase and put the 2 roses in it, placing the vase on the table. He sat there quietly, admiring the beautiful roses in the vase. Suddenly, he thought about something and immediately took out the roses, cleaned the vase, and put the roses back in it again. He realized that such a beautiful flower deserved to be placed in a clean and worthy vase. After finishing this, he sat down beside the table and enjoyed the beautiful roses. But then he thought, how could such a beautiful rose and a clean vase be placed on a dirty and cluttered table? So, the beggar started to clean the table, arranging the items on it in a neat and orderly manner. After finishing cleaning, the beggar sat silently, looking at everything in front of him. Suddenly, a thought came to his mind. How could such a beautiful rose and a clean table be inside such a messy house? So, he decided to clean the entire house, organize everything neatly and throw away all the trash outside. The house, thanks to the beautiful rose, suddenly became warm and tidy. Even the beggar almost forgot where he was. While lost in thought, he suddenly noticed a reflection in the mirror. It was a young man with messy hair, raggedy clothes, and a disheveled appearance. He could not believe that he looked like this. How could he have the right to be in this house and keep such a beautiful rose as his companion? So, he immediately took a shower, found some old but clean clothes, shaved, and groomed himself from head to toe. After finishing everything, he looked at himself in the mirror and suddenly discovered a handsome and bright face that he had never seen before. At that moment, the beggar suddenly felt that he wasn't so bad after all. Why did he have to beg for a living? This was the first time he had ever questioned himself like this. His mind suddenly woke up, and he thought that he might not be as worthless as he had always believed. After looking around the house and admiring the beautiful rose once again, the beggar made the biggest and most important decision of his life. He decided that he wouldn't beg on the street anymore, and instead, he would find a job. He wasn't afraid of getting dirty or tired, so the next day, he successfully found a job. Perhaps it was because of the blooming rose that inspired him, along with his own never-ending efforts, that just a few years later, the beggar became a very successful person. Years later, he finally found the girl who gave him the roses and left a portion of his wealth to her. He did this not for any specific purpose, but to express his gratitude for the 2 roses she gave him when he was still wandering and begging on the streets. 2. Let's sow our own roses of hope. In the story of the strange life of the beggar above, the 2 roses were not just small flowers, but also a symbol of hope, representing beautiful dreams and a bright future. Those roses carried love and faith, given from heart to heart. That was what the beggar always craved and lacked the most, and it was the biggest motivation for him to change himself from small things that brought great effects. In life, someone's words or actions can take others to heaven but can also push them into the darkest hell. The distance between these two places is extremely fragile. Therefore, one should sow roses of hope for themselves, keeping their dreams and faith alive, and using them as motivation to overcome difficulties and achieve success. If you give those around you a rose without sincerity, hoping for good things to come to them, your soul is also a beautiful garden of roses. But if you do the opposite, you are just a barren wasteland full of weeds. Have you ever felt lonely, lost, and helpless amidst a life full of overwhelming difficulties? At that time, you just want to lean on someone, but the ones you hope for only give you thorns that make your heart bleed. Have you ever felt like a desperate beggar begging for a rosé? If someone gives it to you, congratulations, because you are the happiest and luckiest person in the world. If not, do not be too sad, because you can sow and cultivate a whole garden of roses in your own heart and give them to yourself without waiting for anyone else. Why do we have to contain poisonous wine in the same bottle? Why do we have to fill our hearts with troubles when we could just as well fill them with something better? 3. Success only comes when we are willing to change. Did the story of the strange life of the beggar above help you realize any life philosophy? In fact, every person in this world has their own strengths and advantages. We need to believe in ourselves and never give up no matter what situation we are in. Only when we have faith and hope can we be motivated to turn our dreams into reality. When you focus your entire mind on that motivation, achieving your goals becomes much easier. Just like the main character in the story of the strange life of the beggar, he gradually changed his appearance, his place of living, and realized the most important thing: that he was not as bad as he thought he was, and that he could try harder to realize his dreams. With faith and hope, he could do it. Never forget that all dreams come from hope. Difficulties, challenges, or falls in life are definitely experienced by everyone. The important thing is the attitude and how we overcome those difficulties. There are many factors to help us get out of crisis, among which hope and optimism cannot be missing. With these two things, we will never have to worry about life being difficult again. So, leave behind the troubles, the pain of the past. Whatever has passed, let it flow away. Even if you hold onto it, it won't change anything. So why bother trying in vain and wasting time and effort? Anyone can make mistakes, stumble, and fail. But no matter what happens, even if it leaves heavy consequences, it's only the past. As long as we stand up and learn a lesson to avoid falling into the same trap. Pessimistic people without faith in life will easily miss all opportunities. On the other hand, optimistic people will easily find precious opportunities even in difficulties. Be strong, never give up hope or your dreams. Never think that you are not worthy of happiness. No matter how difficult and painful it is, it will pass. Happiness is created by oneself. Faith and hope are endless sky. Open your heart and you will see that. And when you are happy, those around you will also be happy because joy is contagious. In that moment, life will become much easier, right? Don't be drowned in failure. From now on, find the beautiful rose of your own life. The key that brings small changes but has a huge impact. Just believe in yourself. Don't give up on yourself or let yourself give in to adversity. As long as there are dreams, goals, and hopes in your heart, your life can change over time. Don't forget, adversity may not necessarily be unhappiness. Sometimes it's a gift that life bestows upon us. Because your life depends on how you see it. Only when you are willing to change, the world will change along with you. We just heard a meaningful story about love and hope. The story of the beggar has helped us realize the value of a peaceful life and human dreams. To fulfill our dreams, we need even more effort and determination. Let's follow the Eastern philosophy towards a brighter and more meaningful life. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more informative videos. Thank you for watching our video. See you in the next videos of Eastern philosophy.